In last edition, lots of these had big guns. Back then it was cool. Okay, Tyranid Warriors. If you'll notice throughout this whole series, I'm pretty much going to be saying repeatedly for each unit that this is the only way you should take them. While that's true, it's not really true. If you have a separate way of play that you really like, go with that. If you have a really cool themed army or you really like the shooting or something like that, go with that. As far as effectiveness is concerned, if you are looking for the most bang for your buck, the most complete and utter killing ability, and the most completely difficult to take out and difficult to counter units for like a tournament style army, then in my opinion these are the only way you should load them out. If you want to just dominate games or dominate tournaments, these are the only way I would say you should load them out. If you're not looking to just play an Ard Boys tournament or something like that, then I would say go ahead and use them other ways too. But that's the end of my PSA. So Tyranid Warriors, 30 points apiece. 30 points apiece. That's a lot of points. It's not bad though. Not for 3 wounds. Toughness 4 and 3 wounds now. If you'll notice in the new codex, everything that was 2 wounds pretty much, for the most part, has gone up to 3 wounds because they're no longer immune to instant death. So I think it was a really good compromise there. Weapon skill 5 now, which is a beast. That's amazing starting weapon skill. They now have 3 attacks. I mean, honestly, I'm just kind of speechless about that. They start off with a 4+ save. So everyone, a lot of people have been complaining, oh, you can't upgrade the Tyranids anymore, you can't give them additional saves or additional weapon skill and stuff. Well, a lot of them have them built in. You used to have to pay for upgrade to 4+ save and all of that kind of stuff. Now they just already have it, so quit your bitching, I guess. Tyranid Warriors. They come with a Devour and 1 set of Scything Talons. Their Synopsis, they have Shadow in the Warp, which is a really cool ability. Helps you stop Psychers from passing their Psycher tests. So they start with the Devour, gets 3 shots in the new codex. They're no longer based on how many attacks you have in your profile. And, hold on 1 second. Yeah, 18 inches, strength 4, Devour, 3 shots. It's a pretty good weapon. But as always, I would like to recommend that you go ahead and ditch the weapons. So you got 1 set of Scything Talons already. The entire brood may replace its Scything Talons for Rending Claws, Bone Swords, or Lash Whips and Bone Swords. Or a pair of Bone Swords, or Lash Whips and Bone Swords. Bone Swords are a power weapon that does some crazy leadership stuff or something like that for instant death. Most of the time it's not going to matter though, because if you have a squad of warriors, they're going to do so many power weapon wounds that nothing's going to have any wounds left anyway. Lash Whips are, in my opinion, one of the most ridiculous changes they've made in this codex. I don't remember if it was in the last codex, but in this codex, Lash Whips make things in base to base with that creature initiative 1. No test to see if they're initiative 1, no failed leadership, no failed initiative test, nothing. They're just leadership 1, or initiative 1, which, in my opinion, is just completely and utterly ridiculous. Oh, what's that? You have a Dark Eldar character with initiative 8 and you're about to destroy me? No, I'm sorry, you're initiative 1 just because I bought this little upgrade. Take Lash Whips on everything. If you're playing a tournament and you just want to dominate everything, just take Lash Whips and Bone Swords on everything that can take them. That's really all there is to it. If you're fighting really anything, making them go to initiative 1 is just going to screw them over. So these options here, Rending Claws are 5 points. Pair of Bone Swords are 10 points, which I think when you have a pair makes them reroll past invulnerable saves, or Lash Whips and Bone Swords for 15. It's a lot of points. It's another half of the points of the original model. But honestly, there's no more effective way to load them out than Lash Whips and Bone Swords. For the second set of arms, you can trade the Devourer for a Barbed Strangler or a Venom Cannon. or you can change in the Devourers for Rending Claws, Spine Fist, or a Death Spitter, or an additional set of Scything Talons. If you're not running them with Lash Whip Bone Swords, then I would say 2 sets of Scything Talons, just because it's free. It's a whole lot cheaper. You save 15 points per model, and they're still really good. They still get 4 attacks on the charge, get to reroll all of their misses, but really nothing beats Bone Swords Lash Whips. So Bone Swords Lash Whips for the first set of arms. For the second set of arms, I usually go Rending Claws, just because, again, I don't want the temptation to shoot instead of run. That's going to stop me from getting to combat. It's going to slow down my synapse. My gaunts are going to get out of synapse. They're going to be unprotected. They're not going to have any backup, and that's not what you need. In the new Tyranid Codex, everything needs to work together. If you're charging one unit, you better have another unit by to countercharge if they get hit by something really hard. You always need to have the situation set up to where if your opponent charges one unit, they know they're going to be decimated the next turn by another. So even if they can take one combat, they're not going to charge because they know they're still going to lose in the long run. Again, I would always just load out for close combat, get rid of the weapons, take away the temptation to run, or to shoot instead of run. Again, in the previous game, the previous battle report, I ran 2 squads of 6 warriors with Bone Sword Lash Whips. They just, gosh, they were awesome. Rending Claws is really good because if you're assaulting a vehicle, really helps. You can get up to, I think, a 13 with them, with Rending Claws. If you give them Adrenal Glands, you could glance a Land Raider even. So, definitely worth it for free Rending Claws. Their options include Adrenal Glands and Toxin Sacs. Toxin Sacs could be good on warriors if you know you're fighting something with lots of monstrous creatures and that. But most of the time, I just wouldn't bother with them. They're already hitting Space Marines, winning Space Marines on 4, so that's pretty much all I got for the Warriors. There is another squad of Warriors called the Tyranid Shrike, I believe, or just Warriors with Wings, as far as I know. And they have decently similar options and stuff like that. Their Warriors with Wings is great. They're awesome. The only reason I don't take them or wouldn't take them in smaller games is because Warriors as being troops is amazing, and the Shrikes are fast attack. So while you can get up there and decimate things, you can't then go ahead and control the objective. But they would definitely be worth looking into, especially for a fast flying themed army.